You know, what if Deku had, well, what's Raiden's reincarnation has did well. It skyrocketed, low key better than what I was expecting it to do. So now, I'm gonna go ahead and record part 2, and we're gonna get this over with. We last left off, Liu Kang has arrived on the battlefield where there he sees the Chimera, aka the Nomu, combined with the Centaur, combined with Goro's race, combined with Baraka. Yeah, problematic. We last cut off when he arrived, and Izuku is confused as Bakugo is currently standing up. Bakugo will suddenly glow a blue aura before that blue aura begins to glow brighter and brighter and brighter before it begins to turn to a powerful orange aura. As immediately Bakugo just lifts up his hand, and instantly he threw a massive explosion that boomed forward at blinding speeds, and it immediately struck the Chimera as Bakugo suddenly appears right underneath the Chimera, which confuses everyone there aside from Liu Kang and Geras, as Bakugo instantly uppercutted the Nomu and sent it flying. Izuku would immediately stand up. Bakugo, stand down, I got... Bakugo? Even now, you still can't shut up talking, Raiden. He'll immediately turn. I got this. Why are you talking so... You're confused. Instantly, he throws a hat that appeared out of thin air with an explosion behind it that instantly sliced off the Chimera's head. Kung Lao? In the flesh, as instantly Bakugo would run forward as he jumps in the air and begins to spin violently as he creates a flaming tornado that instantly launches forward and immediately hits the Nomu head on before he instantly uses Z-Hat. You don't know what the move is? It's the move where the hat like telekinetically flies forward and slices and just slices the opponent by itself. But this time around, it's covered in explosions. So every time it hits you, it launches an explosion and launches explosions off of it at will. Bakugo's able to create explosions from it because the hat is like spiritually connected to him. I don't know how Kung Lao uses his hat powers, so I'm gonna say it's spiritually connected to him. So bing, bing, boom, bam, bam. He launches himself forward, immediately creates a portal, jumps upwards, and proceeds to start punching it relentlessly with explosions coming from his shoulders every single time he punches, which creates more speed, which creates more force, which creates more damage each time he punches the Nomu. He runs forward and jumps in the air before immediately using a Shaolin drop. You don't know what Shaolin drop is? You haven't played Mortal Kombat 11. It's one of the presets moves of Kung Lao. Just know that it's pretty cool. He just instantly, it's basically just him landing. It's basically like a sky kick. And like you jump in the sky and immediately kick downward. That's the simplest way to put it, but it has like energy around him when he does this. As he instantly kicks a Nomu, a spiritual person would suddenly appear and immediately starts shooting like these blasts that instantly grabs onto the Centaur and immediately the Chimera and instantly yanks him forward. Just for Deku to immediately electrical fly forward and instantly slam both his hands into it. He flies upward into the air as immediately Noob would jump upward and immediately create portals. He grabs Deku and proceeds to use the most annoying move in the game. You know, that portal move, the move everybody hates. He uses that move. I have no idea what it's called. Only thing I know about it is I hate the move and we all hate the move. So you should know what I'm talking about. But he uses the move and completely begins to spam it non-stop. Izuku begins to get more and more aggravated. He says, Rain, if you don't fucking do something. Rain's like, I'm trying to understand how to use this damn quirk. He would immediately yell. Izuku says, what do you think I've been doing? Practicing. As immediately Izuku would jump forward and instantly he spawned in his staff. The minute he spawned his staff in, he begins to flow one for all through it. Watch and learn. He literally launches himself forward with lightning, spins, and proceeds to start hitting him with the moves that we see Raiden do in his X-ray. Yeah. Bing, 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 bing. Electrified. Bing. And he ends up hitting Noob clean across the face with it as he's sent flying with a massive crater appearing. Shigaraki turns and sees this. He looks at Kurogiri and would nod. Kurogiri creates a portal and gets Noob out of there. Immediately him and Shigaraki were both portal off as well. Just before Shigaraki tells them the Nomu isn't alone. As he disappears and walks out of portals, Goro. He immediately slams both of his fists together. Let's kill him, my son. He would say the Nomu would just turn and look at him. Yes, I understand. What? Everybody would say, Liu Kang would say, he said he's not his son. How do you understand that thing? I understand all forms of language. But, since that is the case, Gears would say, should I take it down now? Liu Kang would say, no. I want to see what the humans are capable of. As suddenly, boom, I am here! All Might arrives along with all the heroes, and everyone just immediately would cheer as somebody blitses forward, goes in for a punch just to be punched dead across the face by the Nomu and sent flying. The Nomu instantly pulls out his, I'm gonna say, blade and runs forward towards All Might at really high speeds, by the way. He goes in for an immediate stab just for All Might to immediately unleash a lightning uppercut that sends the Nomu flying. All Might stands up with a lightning aura exploding off of him. I finally learned how to use a couple of this kid's powers. Let's see what it's truly capable of. He launches himself forward just for Izuku to begin to chant incantations. Immediately, All Might lightning begins to grow more and more and more and more. Wait, what are you doing? Izuku begins to say, well, like I said, I don't know, he just began to utter a bunch of incantations as the lightning begins to just shoot down from everywhere. Lightning begins to just shoot down over and over and over again, constantly growing more and more and more. Liu Kang is like, wait, this can't be. Is he using the same spell he used on me? As immediately, Liu Kang would rush for saying, Izuku, stop! Boom! A massive wave of lightning goes off. As suddenly, All Might is seen glowing, Izuku is seen glowing, and Rain is seen glowing. All three of them scream out in pain as instantly the three of them would fall on the ground. Liu Kang then said, Geras, reveal yourself. Handle the Nomu and handle Goro. Now! Immediately Geras reveals himself as Liu Kang instantly flies forward and teleports All Might, Izuku, and Rain out of there. In case you're wondering, Liu Kang also made himself visible. And I'm probably asking, wait, if they weren't visible at first, how did everyone hear them talk to the Nomu? And my answer to that question is, only Izuku, Rain, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero heard. that makes this easier on me. But either way it goes. They end up all being teleported out in a poof of fire, which immediately makes everyone panic, but Geras explained that we are not enemies. All the heroes would immediately say, then who are you? Geras then would turn. Immediately, he lets off an aura that is only recognizable by Aizawa. Aizawa would even say, do not attack him under any circumstance. Everyone then would stop, except for the villains. They all run forward, and Geras just lift up his hand. Immediately, all of them turn into babies and fall dead on the ground. Yeah! I'll turn them back later. He begins to walk forward. The Nomu rushes forward towards him just for Geras to rush towards it. Immediately, Geras tackles the Nomu, which completely surprises everybody because how did he just tackle this big ass thing? And immediately sends it flying. He jumps upwards and boom, 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 boom. Let me just make sure this nigga ain't doing nothing stupid. Okay, he not. And just starts booming the Nomu over and over and over and over again, hitting it with combo after combo after combo. Anyway, just hits him with combos after combos. He jumps up into the air, grabs him by the throat, and immediately proceeds to chokeslam the Nomu. Goro comes running in, but Geras will just turn and look at him. You know your place, don't you, Goro? Goro freezes up as Geras would instantly use his time freeze ability, specifically on Goro. As Goro can no longer move, Geras immediately grabs him and starts swinging him around the place before throwing him. He spawns up the Sands of Time, and begins to spin around in a circle as he grabs Goro's head and slams him into it. Yes, he just fatality'd him before casually throwing him to the side and immediately creating sand clones. Now, y'all, I don't fully understand Geras' abilities, but I know he has some form of control over the Sands of Time. We know Chronicle can do the same thing, and I'm pretty sure since Geras can do all this, Liu Kang can do all this. Is this foreshadowing? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Point is, he's overpowered. He's gonna be stupidly overpowered. Like, stupid. So, be prepared. Be prepared for vengeance. That was stupid. Why did I do that? Anyways, but he just runs forward and immediately he ends up kneeing Nomu across the face before spawning in his 2 gauntlets. Now I know Geras in Mortal Kombat 1 does not appear to have the gauntlets, but he said he has access to all memories from prior timelines. So because of that, I'm pretty sure he still has access to all of his abilities from the other timelines. So he ends up instantly hitting him with a Titan punch, then hits him with a Titan tackle, and it proceeds to immediately freeze the Nomu in time. He explains how the Nomu is very susceptible on the brain. He points directly towards it, but since they managed to make a creature like this, he has no idea what it's gonna do. He looks toward everyone there and proceeds to instantly spawn in a sand blade as he cuts the Nomu clean in half, and it proceeds to cut the Nomu's brain into pieces. He then turns. All of you have been susceptible to Tarkart. I cannot allow the disease to take over any of you. He lifts up one hand and snaps his fingers. Instantly, the Tarkart was in all of them is rewinded back to a point when it didn't even exist. Good. He turns around and walks off with a sin portal immediately sending him away. Everyone begins to immediately scream, "The villains! You turned them into babies!" He then will suddenly come back. They don't have any of their memories. What are the ones that committed the worst crimes? Immediately, he'll turn them all back and immediately have them all frozen in time. As he looks throughout each of their lives, he realizes those who should not get a second chance and those who should. Even though everyone deserves a second chance, Geras is not that kind of guy. He proceeds to instantly kill a good 80% of them and leaves the other 15% to be restored back to children, with them believing that the heroes are there to save them, in which they do. They give them new lives and new families and blah blah blah. But we come over towards Izuku, Rain, and All Might, who are all seen rolling back and forth in pain. You have no idea what you could have done. Izuku says, "I just wanted to help." Help? You could have killed yourself. Or you would have been stuck inside of All Might or Rain's head. You don't know what. He proceeds to look at All Might and Rain and notice tattoos on both of them. He looks at Izuku. "Show me your tattoo." Izuku would immediately show him his tattoo, but he looks confused. It's different, he would say. Yes, it is. It appears to have eight things on it. 8 extra additions. He looks at All Might. "How do you feel?" "I feel about 1,000,000 times stronger than I've ever have been. Thousands of times." The same tattoo is seen on All Might. Lukrembo would immediately close his eyes and immediately walk towards the hourglass. He looks through the future and immediately realizes, "You've got to be kidding me. You turned them into gods," he would say. "Well, you turned All Might into a god." "What do you mean?" "Did it not work on Rain?" "It worked on Rain because in his prior life he was a god. He was a demigod. It didn't do anything different to him. This was bound to happen at some point. He were to accept his fate." He looks at him. You may be wondering, why are you giving Rain such a big part in the story? Well, this version of Rain is actually Todoroki, and since you probably don't understand that, he's Todoroki. And also, Rain is my favorite character in all of Mortal Kombat. So, in case you're wondering, obviously, Izuku's going to have a video on him. But because he's my favorite character in all of Mortal Kombat, I wanted to actually make him, viable or important to any story that I really record. So, that's all I really need to say. So with this, let's continue onward. In fact, I'm going to leave it like this because I don't trust that nigga. Alright. Deku could be seen standing up. What did All Might become the god of? Strength. What did Rain become the god of? Water. And what did it do to me? All 3 of you are still gods. You are still a god, Izuku. But now all 3 of you have a perfected connection to One For All. This means that all 3 of you now have the power to pass One For All down. Or you could keep it because you all are immortal and eternal. You stop aging after your prime, he would say. On top of that, every quirk within One For All has been changed to a degree where it's almost completely unnatural. He looks at All Might. You're probably not gonna need them because you are now the god of strength. Your strength can now contest with even the likes of Geras and Shao Kahn. Do not under any circumstance are you to underestimate that strength. You're strong, but Geras could destroy you. But with your current strength and your current new abilities, you may be a problem. What happened to the quirks? Well, for you, the ability float now allows you the power to telekinetically float things with your mind, which you already slightly could do as long as you had electricity. But now you can cause things to float. You basically now have Ochaka's quirk. And your danger sense has now been improved to a point where you're Spider-Man. Just know that you're Spider-Man. You can immediately dodge a fireball that appeared out of thin air. See? Lukrembo would say. Okay, what about my third quirk? Black Whip. You no longer have Black Whip. What? Black Whip actually left and went into the hands of All Might. Okay, then what's the other, the other one? That just so happens to be Fajin, which allows you to build up kinetic energy and release it. Now you can straight up steal energy from anything and anyone and release it out in massive attacks of pure kinetic power. He looks at Rain. Rain seems to have a connection, a pretty good one actually, to the first user and to the other, well, technically the first and second user. You see, Rain's ability to pass on one for all has improved to a point where he can pass on one for all multiple times, and he can even pass on one for all just mentally. He even has the ability to fully connect with all users of one for all and even take one for all away from one of you, he would say. Rain would hear that and immediately say, I can take this power from either one of them. Yes, Liu Kang would say. But if you were to at any point lose the trust of the users of one for all, you will lose the power itself and it will return to the two of them. So don't think you can just take it. But now for the second user, and technically the actual first user. His quirk originally allowed him the ability to control the speed of things. You now no longer have a limit on how much you can control the speed of things. This means that you are an absolute unit. Looks at All Might. All Might, you have the quirks, two quirks in particular. You have access to Black Whip and you have access to Smoke Screen. All Might, to be fair, you have the two strongest quirks. Why? Because you now have the ability to completely control and use smoke at will like an old friend of mine. And you have access to Black Whip, which is now just the ability to completely release pretty much anything. Tendrils, swords, whatever it is you want from you. Bro, what did you turn them into? He would immediately look at him and say, well, All Might already had access to a portion of my lightning. All Might would say, a pretty good portion of that. Well, now you made them into problems. I mean, sure, you now got even more powers out of it, but like, I'm pretty sure these two could probably defeat you now, he would say. It's just, wait a minute. You said one for all altered itself. What about the other quirk? What do you mean the other quirk? The enhancement quirk. I didn't actually see that far. Let me check. I'm not telling you. What do you mean you're not telling me? I'm not telling you. You have to find it out on your own. Lukrembo proceeds to immediately teleport them all back to UA. When everyone arrived back at UA, they would immediately begin to ask questions. Well, not ask questions, they were being questioned. And they answered everything they could and everything they couldn't, they just didn't answer it. Okay. They were all sent back to class. And when they were sent back to class, they walks inside and sees Geras sitting at Aizawa's desk. You've got to be kidding me. They would immediately say, welcome, take your seats. Izuku, Todoroki. Everyone there would say, yeah, he just showed up just now. I am your new teacher. My name is Geras. What is important is all of you seen me at the USJ. All of you know what I'm capable of. Aside from another person, I am the most powerful being on this planet, he would say. Listen, you've all seen someone very important to the world. That was the man that killed that creature. His name is Liu Kang, the god of fire. What is important is Liu Kang is the most powerful being to ever exist. So I want all of you to understand that He is dangerous. And he created every last one of you. Never disrespect him. Seriously, never disrespect him. Liu Kang is an incredibly petty person. That's all I'm gonna tell you. And I know y'all thinking, why is he calling Liu Kang petty? Let me explain something. Instead of just erasing Shang Tsung from existence, bro turned him into a brokey. Alright, he made him broke. He made him live on the streets. He made him barely survive. He made him be awful at using magic. He literally reversed his life. Liu Kang is petty. He could have just killed him. And on top of that, he made Shao Kahn serve Sindel, Jarrett, and all of them loyally. Well, we all know how Shao Kahn is. In the end, they still end up getting their powers, but that's mostly because of the intervention of Titan Shang Tsung. If it wasn't for him, none of this would have ever happened. So, yes, Liu Kang is petty. He is petty. He would ruin everyone's life just because he's Liu Kang. And Bakugo said, yeah, understatement, Geras. Geras would immediately turn. Shut up, Bakugo. Today we're going to be doing a hero training exercise. The UA Sports Festival, it's coming up in a couple of days, and you guys will have 2 weeks off. But for now, do as I just said. Everyone go outside. Everyone ends up going outside. Well, there he would immediately say, Aizawa did the ball throw test in order to test your physical strength. Whoever can hit me and make me feel pain wins. Wait, whoever can hit you and make you feel pain wins? This is going to be easy. And Geras would say, and I will not hold back. Huh? Everyone would say, excuse me? I will not hold back. So be prepared. Deku would immediately look at Rain, and Rain would look at Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Bakugo. We got this. All of them would immediately say. As instantly Geras steps outside, along with the entire class, he easily takes out everybody who's not important to the story because, let's just be real, we're not covering them. But Scorpion rushes for it and immediately goes directly in for a hell kick, just for his leg to be caught as he's instantly slammed on the ground with such ease it makes no sense. And he's instantly knocked out. Huh? Sub-Zero and Rain would say, excuse me? Zuko would say, confusion. Did he just... But... Whatever. Immediately Sub-Zero sends up a massive ice wave that comes flying forward just for Geras to instantly just walk to the side and dodge it. That is sad as fuck. He would say, okay, problematic. Immediately Rain is punched across the face and sent flying. Izuku instantly goes in for an electric kick just for his leg to be caught. Izuku then spawns his staff and bashes Geras across the face with it, but Geras stands there. He doesn't move. He doesn't even twitch. Izuku's like, what the fuck? What am I supposed to do against this? Man, you are weak, he would say, as Geras instantly proceeds to uppercut him and send him flying before spawning in his gauntlet and launching forward and punching Izuku across the face. Immediately Izuku stands up. Okay, he looks at Rain and would nod. One for all, both of them immediately say 100%, and they instantly both boom forward and go directly in for a Detroit smash. Immediately Geras conjures up his gauntlet and clashes with both of them. Massive shockwave goes off and both of them are seen laid out. Geras just shake his head in embarrassment. How? You got destroyed by Shao Kahn. Destroyed by Shao Kahn? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, wrong person. As immediately he would get up. He would immediately run for it, go in for a kick, which Geras proceeds to dodge and immediately punch him directly in the stomach and send him flying. Liu Kang said we were on your level. No, he said All Might was on my level. You're not All Might. And he's not on my level. He's only close to me in physical strength. So, yeah. Let me see. With this, we're gonna time skip on over. What should we? Okay, bet. We're gonna time skip on over towards the UA Sports Festival. Now I gotta explain a couple things. everyone is going to surpass Geras eventually, okay? I've got to make that clear. They're going to surpass Geras. Scorpion and Sub-Zero isn't. That's because his video isn't focused on them. I simply wanted to have them in the story. But for now, we're going to cut it over in between a mini arc real quick. And this arc goes around with, I'ma see, Endeavor. Endeavor is at home arguing with Fuyumi and Natsuo. And so they just want to go through with it. They're tired. No, Natsuo is screaming. He's tired. Okay, if he goes through with this process, he'll actually be worth Endeavor's time. Endeavor will tell him that he sounds insane. He sounds stupid. They begin to argue back and forth. Natsuo will turn around and immediately punch him across the face, which immediately causes Endeavor to look at him and say, "You don't want to do this." "Clearly I do, Grand Master," he would say. As immediately Fuyumi walks in the room. "Enough, Natsu. It's not enough, Fuyumi. If I go through with this process, I'll actually be worth something. You are worth something," she would say. "No, I'm not." As he would immediately kick Fuyumi across the face, immediately jump up and spin and kick Endeavor across the face. He then proceeds to pack his things. He said, "I'm leaving." Endeavor would turn and look at him. "You're not leaving, Natsu. And are you gonna stop me? Huh? You don't care. You're not even listening to my own plan. Your plan is insane, and it's technically murder." Is it really murder though? They're going to be alive and conscious. "Your plan is to turn everybody into robots," Fuyumi would say. You know, when you say that out loud, it don't sound that bad. What do you mean it don't sound that bad? It sounds even worse when I say it out loud. Do it? Really though? Time skip on over towards USJ attack. I mean, US First Festival. Honestly, I could actually cover this, but it's not really worth covering. We're gonna skip past the race because Izuku can teleport, Baku can teleport, Scorpion can teleport, Sub-Zero can even teleport, and Rain can teleport. It's not even worth it. Just know those 5 all are tied for first place. So what happens is, they're all forced into separate teams, number 1, and they're all given 1,000,000 headbands, which caused everyone to fight. But in the end, both Izuku and Rain ends up taking the headbands from two of them. Izuku takes 2 headbands and Rain takes 1 of the headbands, and they're declared with the most points. So the first match is Izuku versus Shinso. Shinso wants to talk shit, but Izuku just already heard about him, so he doesn't even speak. He kicks Shinso directly out of the ring. The first match is Scorpion versus Sub-Zero. Well, the next match, Scorpion versus Sub-Zero. Scorpion steps into the ring before saying, "You don't want to do this. Forfeit now. It's disrespectful to try to tell me to forfeit. I don't give a..." You're right. Immediately, he literally straight up vanishes in a poof of like flaming smoke. As he appears right behind him and goes in for a kick, Sub-Zero would immediately duck, proceeds to turn around and immediately go in to uppercut him, which he's instantly countered and kicked dead across the face. You really think that meant something? As immediately Scorpion rushes forward and immediately starts throwing fireballs, with Sub-Zero proceeds to counter with ice wounds. Let me pause this real quick, bro, because I don't need to do that. He not there. Better not be. I'm gonna fuck him. I swear to God, I'm a Flash. We just time skip now. This match is over with. You're probably wondering, you're rushing. Yes, I am rushing. I'm paranoid right now. I'm gonna say onwards into the Izuku versus Rain fight, which is the most important fight. So Izuku steps into the ring and immediately says, "You know something? You may have a very good..." Immediately Rain already is right in front of him. He spawns his staff out of clean air and goes dead in for it. Is that a staff or is it a big old... What is that? I'm gonna say staff because I don't know what it really is, but right there and goes in for a hit, which Liu Kang counters with his... Well, I said Liu Kang. Which Deku counters with his staff, with the staff of his own. And then he looks at him with just a look of this pure disappointment, bro. Are you serious right now, bro? And immediately proceeds to counter. I'm gonna say counter over and over and over again before immediately sending off a massive blast blast of water that immediately hits him head on, just for him to run forward and kick him all around the wall. Like literally kicked him, and Zuko just boomed off. A blinding speed was confused everybody. As instantly you see, he kicked him into a portal that sent him on the other side of the ring before he turned around and kicked him again, before immediately creating a portal that immediately shot a water ball clean out of it, just for him to spawn in a lightning cloud that electrocuted him. And Zuko just like immediately stood up, looking in better condition after that. That was stupid of you. He immediately activates Fajr and activates his lightning, flies, he zooms forward and flies directly into him too fast for him to react. He flies upward into the air and spawns a lightning blast from the sky. Lightning blast would immediately strike and instantly knock him unconscious. With that, this match is over with. Honestly, y'all, most of the events aren't worth covering because currently Izuku is the strongest. Well, actually, Liu Kang is the strongest. Geras, then Izuku, then Rain, then All Might, and then everybody else. But if you guys want a bonus part that covers all this stuff in better detail, let me know, cause I might. Matter of fact, I'm so fucking. Man, fuck that. I'm not finna ruin this. This is where we end off part 2. Okay, so get this video to 100 views and I'm gonna lower it down to 5 likes, and I will give you guys part 3. If it does not reach that, I understand. I fucked up a little bit in this video, but I feel like I'm going through it right now. So yeah, I'm not gonna end it off right here. It's not gonna be a finale. I changed my mind because I feel like somebody's listening and somebody's close. So yeah, and I don't mean like a ghost. I mean like someone's actually here. They are here, and I'm